What's up, famo? It's your boy Sean Nathan, man, back with another episode of TBB. We just always trying to be better. Y'all know how we do, man. I hope y'all can hear me. Trying to hide this mic. So this is a sound test for me to see how well this picks up. But what's up, y'all? Been about what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Probably 3 weeks if I checked the last video. But I have been working. Please believe me, your boy has been working. Definitely been out here working and coming fresh off of this South by Southwest Festival film tour, not even a tour, but South by Southwest Film Festival week. Um, man, I don't even know where to begin because one, I'm still kind of super hyped and surprised that the film actually got in. But going to the festival, watching the other films, I'm not surprised that we got it. like for real. We had one of the better films at the festival. You know what I'm saying? And then what I also liked about that, our film was totally separate from 80% of the stuff that I saw. Shoot, even 90% of the stuff that I saw. Wasn't a lot of comedies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely wasn't a lot of period pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had probably the only 80s flick, but nothing was like ours, which is a good thing. I mean, we kind of stood alone in that department. No other green screen films for sure, or at least from what I saw. And I saw 14 films, y'all. 14 films in 6 days, because the first day I got there was Friday. I didn't have a chance to see anything because our very first screening was happening on Friday, and saw our film later in the evening. 10:30 was the first time our film showed at South by Southwest. So the beginning half of my day, which I didn't get there till like almost 5 anyway. So for the first 5 hours, it's completely jam packed with just running around, hanging with the crew, you know what I'm saying, hanging with my cast, they family, you know what I'm saying. So everybody that was a part of Blue Jack, like, if you don't know, you're officially my family. Some of y'all already know that, you know what I mean? Like, I'd have had this conversation with my man Ace, and he just know there's a synergy that happened and that continues to happen, you know what I'm saying? So got a chance to hang with them, you know what I'm saying, chop it up. And yeah, man, like, for the first 5 hours, it was just in awe, like, looking at the stuff that was going on, checking out the people that was there. I was looking at the schedule and seeing what it was that I was going to see for the next couple of days. We did some photos. So shouts to Getty Photos. Y'all took some really, really great images of myself and everybody else that was there, cast and crew. Um, yeah, it was dope, and then we got a chance to premiere and debut our film on that first night. And the first night, to be 100% with y'all, man, like, um, I wasn't discouraged, but the numbers of people that came out the first night, it didn't look good. And I was like, oh, like, we had two theaters and we didn't fill up one. It was maybe 40 people, like 50 to 60 is me embellishing. Like, I don't even think it was 60 people in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like 35, 40 first night. So, disclaimer though, for the first night, what I believe happened uh, was I got there late, so I know other people got there late. And I had been up since 6, 7 that morning. So I know other people were up the same time, flying in and then having to check into their rooms and um, get situated and grab something to eat and meet with their people. So for the first night, I was like, all right, I don't know. This ain't looking good for the first night. Like, you expected to be a turnout, um, and have both theaters like jam packed. But I mean, it was at 10:30, 10:30 on a Friday, and people are coming in. They're tired. They're gassed. Because I was tired. I didn't even check into my room the first night until 1 a.m. So basically Saturday. Hadn't even been to the hotel. Didn't even know what it looked like. But either way, you know what I'm saying. Got to do a Q&A. It was cool. We took a bunch of red carpet-ish photos. That was dope. And yeah, I was like, all right, well, whatever. It's the first night. We got two other screenings. Um, so night two, which happened on Monday, was far better, like completely sold out, you know, and the reception was good. You know, I sat right in the middle of the, and I'll explain this too. I'm not giving y'all the finger. This is just the finger that happened on. I'll tell you about that. But anyway, um, I sat right in the middle of the theater, and I could hear the laughs all around me. You know, I could hear the interaction. I could hear the engagement. And I'm like, all right, this is going well. You know, they're enjoying this film. And then we got to do another Q&A, which gave a little more insight for the audience when they stayed around to ask questions on the inspiration of the film and how we kind of embodied our performances. So that was an upswing. You know what I'm saying? And we was out there giving shirts out, y'all. You know what I mean? So New Jack Fury T. You know what I mean? This is water. This is just flavored water. But giving out teas. You know what I'm saying? Easy marketing tool. Easy way to talk to people. We had these, we had lighters, we had business cards. So I'm just running up on folks all day, handing out t-shirts, handing out lighters, handing out business cards. Yo, come see the film, come see the film, come see the film. And we had a good turnout. I wasn't there. I had to leave. I left Thursday. Um, but we still had one more screening that night. And we had two theaters for the last night. And I was talking to my boy, and he was saying, like, early on, I guess when they first got there, they told them that they were going to probably only use one theater because it wasn't looking like we was going to need two and it wasn't going to be sold out. And then he said about 20 minutes later, they come back to him like, all right, so we're opening the second theater because this one is completely full. And then turns out the second one got full too. So two sold out theaters um, for the final night, which is great because I just wanted my expectations, which I really had none, but what I did want to see happen was at least for eyes to get on the film. You know, whether that was just consumers, whether it was salespeople, you know what I'm saying, studios, marketing people, whatever. Um, I just wanted people to watch it. So being able to know that there were two nights out of three where they were was completely sold out was fire. And I mean, overall, man, I had a fantastic time. I would definitely do it again. And if I did, though, there's a portion of it that you have to factor in because stuff like that can be expensive, like on the low. Like you don't even notice how expensive things can be. I really only spent money on two things the whole entire time, though, and that was food and parking. Like that was it. I didn't go out. I wasn't hitting no after parties. I don't drink. Thank God. Almost about to be 2 years old. We'll talk about that when we get there. But um, food and parking, like the whole entire time, was an expense within itself. You know what I'm saying? I had to spend a couple $100s on parking alone. So, but it doesn't matter. Like I still had a great time. I met some great people. Had a lot of great laughs, man. I did a lot of great interviews, which y'all will see. And this week coming, like I'm gonna drop this today just as I kind of been out the mix on terms of giving y'all stuff and putting my content out there. And it's not like I've been lacking in what I've been wanting to say or wanting to speak or any type of creativity issues. None of that, man. It's been more of a self awareness issue because we trying to be better. And I feel like I'm holding myself to this standard where if I don't feel like I've been exemplifying that, then I don't want to create. I can't come holler at y'all. Like I can't be the if I'm not the foundational baseline for trying to be better, and I don't really feel it without coming out of myself every single day. Um, then I'd be like, I gotta wait. I gotta wait. Like they don't deserve to hear me if I don't feel like I'm executing, which I have been, which is crazy. I guess I'm really being hard on myself um, in this season. I'm expecting not perfection, but something really, really close to it. You know, like my behavior patterns, my speech patterns, my thought patterns are what's bothering me. The things that I've been thinking about, which I haven't been acting on, but I'm holding myself to a much higher standard. And I appreciate that for myself. That's personal growth. I'm not allowing myself to be in spaces and do stuff that's going to diminish me on this walk or take away from any of the substance that God has given me, from taking away from any of the substance that I, once I get it in a download, that I internalize it, I process it, I manufacture it so it can make the transformational changes inside of me, and then I give back to you. But I'm keeping a high standard for myself, y'all. So trust me, if you don't see me, it's because I'm under construction. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It's not that I'm lacking anything to give or to share. It's that I'm really hitting myself over the head saying, all right, it has to be like a production of progression, you know what I'm saying, and not perfection. But I do want to be able to stand firm on I'm out here living the way that I'm supposed to. So I'm promoting to y'all to try to be better. So I'm out here trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened during this week, man. Like we were just all out there trying to be better. You know what I mean? Like I saw it in everybody. People enjoyed themselves. You know what I'm saying? People enjoyed the downtime. But overall, when it came down to it, this was a week of trying to be better, and not just us, not just the New Jack Fury cast and crew, but everybody. Like all of the people that put together projects. Um, I think it was 200 and something films. I want to say 212. I could be wrong. I'm gonna look the number up, and then maybe I'll tell y'all next time. But I know it was over 2,000 submissions, and only 200 people got accepted and invited. Um, and I just saw the different creators, the different actors, the different actresses, the different producers, writers, the different film crews, and it really reminded me like, yo, I'm not the only person on this trying to be better journey. Everybody out there is trying to be better at their craft, which is why they put together the projects that they put together, and everybody was expectant. I don't know what they were expecting of because that's a personalized question, but I know for what I saw observationally was that everybody was on that trying to be better journey, which is why this journey and this platform and this community and this family is never going to stop because we always trying to be better, period. And what I did understand too um, was that success takes a sacrifice. You know, um, you have to give up something. And I know everybody, shouts that, matter of fact, first of all, shouts to everybody who got accepted into South by Southwest, man. Um, Not just the 14 films I saw, but all 200 plus films, all 200 plus directors, all 200 plus, probably 2,000, 3,000 plus actors and actresses that were in these films. Shouts to y'all, man. Congratulations. I mean, like, I know it was an experience that you don't let anybody ever take it away from you, is what I'm trying to say. You can't trade that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's definitely something on your resume that's huge now. It's something that you accomplished, something that you did. Don't let it stop there. But watching all of it though, they all made sacrifices. Money, time, friendships, family, energy, um, geographical locations. Like everybody sacrificed something to create what it is that they created, um, to allow other people to view it. So don't get too hung up on the critics. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a critic. Everybody got an opinion. Don't get too hung up on um, if they liked it, if they didn't like it. You know, everything is not for everybody. But you did something though. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all did something, man. We all did something. And I know it took a major sacrifice. And that's what I was able to examine and appreciate and understand. Like success takes sacrifice. You know, you don't you don't get something without giving up something. You know what I mean? Like uh nothing nothing works that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it does, then everybody will have everything that they want. The reason why people don't have the things that they think that they want is because they're not willing to sacrifice nothing. Like, what are you willing to give up? You know what I mean? And I've learned in my journey, and that's got like on a spiritual tip, That's surrender. Like, so sacrifice is just another way to say surrender. Like, what are you willing to surrender to God to get what it is that you're asking Him for? And if you can't surrender anything, then you're gonna be stagnant. So don't be upset and don't be mad with God and don't be mad with the people around you that's really making the sacrifices and really surrendering, and you see them flourishing and you see things happening in them in their lives. They've given up something. Um, and probably a lot. You might notice a couple of things, but trust me, they've probably given up way more than you realize. And if you want your life to look anything like that, not like theirs, but like that receiving through surrendering, that receiving through sacrifice, then you got to sacrifice. You got to give something up, man, because it took a lot to get this film done and ready. You know what I mean? Like I even thinking back to when we had to shoot it, you know what I'm saying? I had to sacrifice leaving my fam, for a couple of days, you know, um, getting the room, you know what I'm saying, Airbnb down in LA, hanging out there for a minute. I had to sacrifice my car. Somebody hit me. I got into an accident. I didn't get into it. Well, I got into an accident, but somebody smashed into the back of my car during this whole filming process. Like sacrifices, bro. What are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you want to get to? What are you willing to give up to receive what God already has for you, but He's waiting on you to see how bad you really want it? Some of y'all don't want it that bad. Some of y'all just like, oh, I deserve it. I should. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not if you can't give up something. You know what I'm saying? And probably a lot. You know, I know that we all get a glimpse into the lives of people that are on these platforms once they acquire a platform, but there is always a backstory. Always, always. Some backstories are even longer than others. You know what I'm saying? So pull somebody's resume before you just start thinking like they out here living on top of the world. Like they gave up something. They gave up a lot. If you ain't trying to give up something, you ain't gonna get there. Period. So keep going. You know what I'm saying to everybody who I met out there, man, keep creating. Like we need your art. We need your exploration of life. We need your connectivity to people. You know what I'm saying? We need your mind. These were thinkers. These were writers. You know what I'm saying? These were people who saw the world through a different lens and chose to be bold enough to make something, to put it out there, to be critiqued, criticized, loved, hated by a bunch of people. And it's a lot of these projects that will be picked up. I guarantee you, y'all will see a lot of this stuff probably in the next like couple months or the next year and a half. Um, and God willing, ours is one of those, man. I would love for y'all to see this film, like really, really love for y'all to see this film because we got two more. So, oh, I'm shaking. Yeah, we got two more. My man said he got two more that he gonna write, and it's gonna be a dope trilogy. So get ready. Once it gets sold, then the production will be even on a larger scale. The VFX will be 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? The storyline will be 10 times better. The shenanigans will be 10 times funnier. Like, trust me. So we dug in, man, but we also are still sacrificing. Um, and everybody had to get back to it. Like, nobody there besides the headliner films, like I saw The Accountant too with Ben Affleck. Fire, like headliner film. Seth Rogen had a show that's getting ready to come on Apple TV, headliner show. Matthew McConaughey had a film that I missed, but I wanted to see, headliner film. You know, these headliner films, they're going back to headliner life. Like they're there, they already made it. Like they blessed us to have their films premiered at South by, with a bunch of other independent creators and indie films. The indie films and the indie film makers and actors, we go back to real life. Not and not to say like the life of the headliner films and those actresses don't have real lives. Like their lives are real, just as real. You know what I'm saying? Different scale. Everybody's life is real as long as you're still breathing, and it's real in the afterlife as well. That's something way deeper. But what I'm getting at is that there's a level of normalcy that we return to Like my man is going back to probably keep writing and back to his job. I'm going back to what it is that I do to generate income while I still look for my next project and while I still work on my show and while I give you all these interviews that took place while we was out there. You know what I'm saying? Like life returns back to what it was before we went. I'm not about to dine out for the next 6 to 10 months. Oh, I was in a film that got in the South by Southwest. So what? So what? What's next, homie? What you gonna do next? Like, and I don't say this to undermine the magnitude of us getting in and the film being there and being a part of a project that was able to be seen on that platform. But that's not it, though. That's not enough. It's not enough. It's like, all right, cool. Film festival's over. So what? Y'all got in. Congratulations, man. Like, how did it go? I'm gonna probably get that question for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, as I bump into other people who I haven't talked to, you haven't seen yet. But, um, you know, so what? So what? What's next? Now, when it gets sold, okay, you can give it a week or two, a month or two, couple months. You know what I'm saying? People start seeing it, but then after that, it's gonna be like, okay, so what? Like, and that's just the way the world is, man. That's the way life is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do something, um, they're always waiting for what's next. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get your 15 minutes, and then it's like, what's next? You got to keep creating. Like, nobody makes one thing and is immortalized. I mean, some people are. Um, you have some of those rare occasions where people make like one song and they're immortalized. You know what I'm saying? Forever. Like, it never goes anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, what's a good example? Like Montel Jordan. Yeah, Montel. I'm about to say Montel Williams. Montel Williams, the bald head dude, right? The TV dude. Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. Immortalized. Song is around for the rest of his life. Dude will make money for the rest of his life. But now he's a pastor and he writes books. And I know he has like this whole compound where he does like relational couples therapy from a spiritual standpoint. Like, because even though his song was as big as it was like, all right, what's next? I mean, yeah, he rode that wave for a very long time, but God asked him, like, yo, what's next? There's more to your chapter. There's more to your life. There's more to your story. And he stepped into that what's next. So this is why sacrifices never stop. This is why if you haven't started making them yet, you're not going to get to where you want to get to because the people that already started making them, they're moving along. And God is throwing them blessings and favor and coverings, and you're just sitting there like, oh, I should be, but you don't want to give up the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give up the weed. You don't want to give up the sex. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to give up the partying. You don't want to give it that hatred, that bitterness. You don't want to give up the attitude that you carry. You don't want to give up that somebody owes you something mentality. Like, get off your soapbox. Like, sacrifice, sacrifice. And then what's next? What's the next sacrifice? So yeah, I get passionate about that one, man, because I truly live my life on every day. I'm noticing surrender and I'm noticing sacrifice, and I'm no better than anybody, but I'm no less than anybody also. And neither are you. You are not better than anybody, and you are no less than anybody. But there are some things that you are better than. Like, there's certain environment situations that I'm too good for that. I'm better than that. I'm not going back to certain behaviors. I'm not going back to getting drunk every weekend and thirsty Thursdays and waking up with hangovers and being late to work. And like, I'm better than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not better than anybody else who does it, but I'm better than that though. I'm better than those behaviors. So find the behaviors and the things that you are better than, and don't allow yourself to succumb to that and continue that. So surrendering, making them sacrifices, and you'll see yourself in some platforms, man. But yeah, I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed, I'm humbled that we got this opportunity, that God breathed on this project, that it hit the place that it hit. And I'm waiting and I'm ready for the next one. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, shouts to everybody that was there, everybody who I met. I had a great time. You know what I mean? It's good to be back home. Um, looking forward and working on the other projects that I'm working on. I'm gonna give you all this information, not about what it is that I'm doing, but how I'm doing it. I'm sectioning my brain off to one thing at a time now. There's multiple things that I'm involved in, but I need to put my attention on one thing more than the others at a time. So when I left to go to South by Southwest, I was in South by Southwest zone. You know what I mean? Like, even though I did interviews and I worked on TBB, you know, my primary focus was get people to this film, talk about the film, network for the film, hang out with new people. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about their films, bring them back to our film. Like, everything was about the film festival, you know. And then within the moments in between, I found space to be like, all right, secondary task, work on your show. You know what I'm saying? Interview the people that will bless you with the time and make the sacrifice to sit down with you so you can get this content. And because I think they're really interesting people who I got to interview. So shouts to y'all. Thank you very much. Like, y'all will see them coming in the next couple of weeks. But this is how I'm sectioning out my life right now. Major priority, focus on that one thing. You know, sub bullet points are the other things that you throw time into here and there when you need to. You know, I'm not letting the project stay dormant, but I am making sure that um, my priority, like, what's the biggest thing that I need to get accomplished? Because if this gets accomplished, I can take the resources and the blessings from this and then funnel it into these other categories. So something y'all might want to try, man. You know what I mean? Stop just like running yourself ragged, spreading yourself too thin, biting off more than you can chew. You know what I mean? All of those synonyms and all of those little anecdotes about doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, there used to be a saying, like, you're doing too much. Like, stop doing too much. Like, do too much without doing too much. You got to keep your energy, keep your focus on the one project, which this being at South by Southwest showed me that too, that yeah, other people got, like, Sleep got 1,000 scripts, but you know, I would talk to him throughout that whole process of editing for the last 2 years, and every day I talk to him, just editing. You know what I'm saying, working on the film, trying to get the film done, working on the film, locked in to the major thing, to the one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he went to work and he had a couple other projects. People would call him and he would do random stuff here. But the major thing was, like, every day he was working on this. And I know that every other creator and every other film there, that's what they did too. You know what I'm saying? They had to go to work as well, had to pay bills as well, had family as well, had kids as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, had to do whatever else they do as well. But they had to get the film done, and they got it done, and which is why we saw it. You know what I'm saying? And they got into this festival because they had a primary focus. They focused on this thing until it was done. So focus on something, man, until it's done. You know what I'm saying? And don't tap out, and don't deplete your energy by trying to do a million major things at once. Like, you got, like, one, let one pop off, let one get off the ground, and let it correlate into you being able to have the energy and the time and the resources to do the next couple projects. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that takes sacrifice. It all goes back to that. So, you know what I'm saying? Man, listen, I appreciate y'all being here with me today. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful day. I just left the gym. Oh, by the way, this happened at the airport, which is why I do not check bags. And I'm not saying don't check your bags, but I never check bags. And this literally happened trying to transfer luggage and check bags. It's not broken. It's not fractured. My tendon is torn, and it gave me my finger like this. I gotta change my voice even when I do it, because that's how crazy it do it like this. But if y'all ever seen, what was it? Scary Movie. All right, y'all ever seen Scary Movie? Yeah, this is my strong hand. That's what this joint looked like when it happened. I was like, oh, what is that? What's going on with my finger? So anyway, man, 6 to 8 weeks I keep this joint on. So I'm not flipping people off. It's just happens to be on this finger as I keep putting it up there. But I love y'all. I love y'all. This is not for y'all. But yo, man, New Jack Fury. All right, it's coming soon. We appreciate y'all, man. My TBB fam, stay tuned. Stay tuned. I got interviews with Allie Renee. Ooh, fire. Where's she at? That's her. I got interviews with Paige Kennedy. Ooh, it's fire. I got interviews with my man Kino, Lolly Soda. Fire. You know what I'm saying? My man Jay Pender. Listen, tune in over the next couple weeks. Y'all, let's see these joints, man. They lit. About to hit this 30-minute mark. So I'm out. Yo, y'all know what to do, man. Love somebody, hug somebody, Until next time, man. CBB, trying to be better.